What's going on, guys? Ramsey and Davis here from our showroom in El Segundo. This is Lunacycle TV. Check it out. So Davis, we got our one of our A-line bikes out here today, and we're gonna start having this back in stock, but the Apollo has a special story behind it. I understand you've been here quite some time. Why don't you talk a little bit about the history about this?
Yeah, so this is pretty much our premier bike. This is the one that we kind of put all of our time and focus into. At least Kyle and I do. We've been working on these for a few months now, and this started out as more of a fat bike. It started as the Apex, and it's just slowly been trimmed down to all the good bits. So with this one, this is, I believe, our second or third run for the Apollo. And with this one, we're doing the Ultra motor, just like pretty much all of them. It's going to be the 21 amp hour battery that's custom made by us.
It's a Direwolf?
Yeah, it's basically a Direwolf.
Okay.
We just package it slightly differently. It's using the Rosenberger charge port and just a standard XT60 connector for the motor.
That's great. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the frame? I think the frame's pretty unique here.
Yeah, so it's full carbon frame. Everything is internally ran, so you're not going to have a whole mess of cables zip tied to the outside of the bike. It's really nice. It's got a good comfy geometry. It'll still get pretty aggressive, but it's not going to be something where you're uncomfortable riding it for hours. Really good stuff on this one. We're using the Sur-ron Eagle group set,
okay,
with a wolf tooth chainring. So nothing but high quality stuff in the drivetrain, and then just your standard Lunacycle kit of WT grips and the guide brakes.
And the suspension, did we go over that?
No, so it's using just real standard RockShox suspension. Yeah, front and rear. Not top of the line, but not budget. This is some really good solid stuff, and you'll see it on a lot of really nice production bikes.
Yeah, I believe the Apollo retails for something like $4,900 right now, but if you were to, in Eric's terms actually, geek out and price this bike out just piece by piece, it would come up to a hefty total.
Oh man, it would be freaking expensive. Yeah, especially if you're getting the wheels custom built, or if you're actually, if you were to take a raw frame to a bike shop and say, hey, I want this built up for downhilling and for back road riding, they're going to hand you a really hefty bill.
Yeah. Yeah, so I do understand that one of the bigger challenges building this bike was finding decent pricing on sourcing quality parts and putting that together, and it was a whole company effort. You were here for that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see too much of that, but I definitely had a little bit of input on what we're going to run. Not nearly as much as Kyle, and definitely not as much as Ashley and Eric.
Right.
They're the ones who really get the ball rolling, and all I do is just,
don't sell yourself short.
All I do is my best.
Okay, so just a quick, what? Obviously, it's a mountain bike, right? But how would you classify it if you wanted to get even deeper, though? It has quite a unique build. It's got a crazy range for what it is. I mean, this battery just goes with the frame. It doesn't even look like it's an electric bike.
Yeah, so we wanted to keep it really stealth with this one, which you would classify this as like an enduro bike.
Right.
It's going to have enough bar that you can do a lot of hard maneuvering, when you're going to need the extra torque and elbow grease. But it's not going to be something that's, it's not going to be something you're going to cruise to work on.
Okay.
You definitely can.
Yeah.
But,
but that's not why
that's not where you're going to be spending all your time. This
right.
is for I want to get to work on Monday looking stylish.
Yeah.
And then I want to go ride trails all weekend long.
That's right.
Or maybe even after work.
That's right.
Because I've seen guys put a full slick on this. I've seen them put, you've got all of the internet and every freaking parts shop that you could think of to kit this out however you want. But we just tried to get it to the best enduro spec that we could out of the box, so to speak.
So I just wanted to ask you a quick question about our motor here. A lot of our bikes, like the Banana bike we just reviewed earlier, they use the BBS HD, and we have a lot of experience with that, and we built a great quality V2 controller for it. Can you talk a little bit about the motor that we have on this bike?
Yeah, so this is the Ultra motor.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I'd say it's a step above the 600 for sure. It's a lot more robust. It's got a whole different gearing inside of it, and it's just, you know, it delivers the power differently from something like the 600 or the HD,
right?
Where the 600 is going to be a lot more focused on lightweight. The HD is going to be focused a lot more on power. This seems to hit the nice happy midpoint between the two.
Yeah, this is a very balanced bike, right?
Yeah. No, it's for as far as pre-built e-bikes go, everyone seems to think, oh, you know, 5,000, that's a lot of money. Well, it's not that much compared to some of the other bikes on the market.
Yeah, that was my next question. So I'm pretty new to the e-bike world, and you know, 4,900 seems like a big price tag for anything, really. But
and it is.
It's you know, it's a lot of money to a lot of people. But just if you were to compare, we don't have to mention any names, but just one of our competitors' direct competition bikes, you know, what do those retail for?
Well, let me put it to you this way: for the price of one of those, spec'd out similarly to this,
yeah,
nowhere near as much power, of course, because I mean, they're not us. But
so we have more power too.
Yeah, we definitely do. But bikes spec'd out similar to this,
yeah.
You could get 3 of these from us.
Wow.
Wow.
So you're talking about 15 grand or so.
I'm sorry, yeah.
13 to 15. Yeah.
A good amount of money.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a no-brainer if you ask me.
Well,
which one am I gonna buy? Well, I'm not spending 15,000. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. I mean, that's our ethos, right? Like we make good quality, high power, and affordable.
They always say you have to pick 2 points from the 3-point triangle of
Is
good,
that the
fast,
3-point
and cheap.
triangle?
Yeah, good,
Okay.
fast, and cheap.
Yeah.
We try to give you all 3.
Yeah, and
to the best of our ability.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, I know people just kind of like want to know just these little like tidbits. What kind of speeds can you get up to on this?
Fast.
Yeah.
No, you're going to see the same speed that you'd see on any of our more powerful stuff. Anywhere from 20 miles an hour upwards of 35 miles an hour.
Right.
It really comes down to, you know, you're going to get some pushback from the wind, and that'll drop you down. And range, all that. I'm not going to get into it.
Cool.
Pretty much, you're going to be going faster than you'd want to.
Cool. So you got a lot of options here. You can use no assist, you can use your thumb throttle, and you can use pedal assist with the torque sensors.
Yeah, it for programming wise, or at least through the display, it behaves just the same as any of our other.
Just seems like an all-around great bike, and you know, I know that we have one for that people can come test ride here. So we're gonna have these back in stock really soon, and it was a pleasure reviewing this bike with you, man. Thank you. Thanks for your time, and hey, we'll catch you later. Luna TV out.